Welcome back to AM Northwest. It's the story of grief, romance, music, and redemption. In the new novel, The Lyric Hotel, after the death of her husband, Jeanette disappears to the one place she truly felt alive. We welcome the author of The Lyric Hotel, Susan Sisko Carter. Susan, great to have you with us.
It's great to be with you.
Okay, talk to me about The Lyric Hotel, because this is really personal to you. You experienced something like this. Tell me more.
It's very personal to me. I had the rare opportunity to live in a hotel, an upscale boutique hotel, for almost 2 years. And while I was there,
And you were doing that because you were having some work done to your house, right? They'd found mold in your house, something like that, and
yes,
they had been working on it, and it took 2 years, which I understand. It took 2 years to finally get it under control. But in the meantime, now you're living in this boutique hotel and with your dog too, right?
Yes.
Okay.
The first thing I had to do was find a hotel that would take dogs.
Right.
So I found this boutique hotel in West Hollywood, and it catered to musicians who were on the road. And I soon became aware that I was having a certain feeling in this hotel that I'd never experienced, which was this palpable feeling of desire. There's something extremely intimate when you live in a hotel and you realize that everybody is sleeping under the same roof. And when you have this intimacy of everybody sleeping under the same roof, you have a feeling that you can connect with somebody, maybe on a more intimate level than you would if you thought you were ever going to see them again. And the men that I would meet, they had no idea how long I would be staying at the hotel, and most of them thought they'd never see me again. As a result, men would open up to me and tell me things I don't think they might normally have told me. And so I would share this information with my friends, and they'd say, "Wow, this is amazing. You need to write about this."
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But I needed to fictionalize it. I needed to figure out how I was going to write a story that wasn't a story that you expected. And by that, I mean, I didn't want to have a story about a woman that just had a lot of sex because she was living in the hotel, because I wanted you to care about this woman.
Right.
Because I found out that it wasn't me just learning about the men. It was me learning about myself through these men.
Yeah.
Because I could see how they were reacting to me. And I thought, okay, always hear the phrase, write what you know.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And Jeanette, so she went through the loss of her husband, but she wants to kind of relive the time that she had this fling way back when at this hotel. And in the book, it's in Paris, right? So you love everything French, I can tell.
I do. I adore Paris. I go to Paris as often as I possibly can. And it really, the first time I went to Paris, I just was so moved by it. This was getting sidetracked, but in Paris, I went to the Musée Rodin.
Uh-huh.
And I was so moved by all of these sculptures I was seeing that I ended up photographing the small of my own back in the dressing room mirror.
Because you're in that mode, I get it.
Yeah,
it's artistic and everything is beautiful in Paris.
Exactly.
Everyone and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And including the desserts.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
You also have music to go along with the book. You have a song called "Sipping Wine in Paris," right? I mean, it kind of accompanies the book, right?
I wrote it as a companion piece because even though the song takes place in Paris, I the woman has an affection for hotels in my song. And I realized that the man that she meets in my song could easily have ended up in my novel. And the hook of the song is I'm the kind of woman who sings in the key of the buzz of the bathroom light.
Wow.
In my hotel room at night.
Wow. Oh my gosh, I love it. I love it. You have done so much. This is your debut novel, but you've done a lot. You've done a lot of writing for television, right?
I have.
Yeah.
I've done a lot of writing for television, and somebody was asking me, well, what's the difference between TV writing and writing a novel? And I said, when you write a novel, every word is exposed. You can't hide behind camera angles or cuts, and you cannot say, cut to hotel room at night.
Yeah.
You know, you have to take people there through words. But I also said that I don't think I ever could have written this book if I didn't write for TV.
You know one of our friends, we absolutely love him, Stephen Tobolowsky. How did you two connect?
We were both performing stories at this this salon. It's similar to the Moth. It may have even predated the Moth. It's called Tasty Words. And we both had stories that we were performing. And I was knocked out by Stephen, of course, because he's a terrific actor as well as a terrific writer. But my introduction was Stephen as a writer, seeing him perform this. And I was so knocked out. And afterwards, he was signing some books, and we got into this conversation, and we hit it off instantly. And so I sent him, and he also loves Paris. So I sent him some essays that I've written about Paris, and I sent him various things that I'd written. And I think that we have similar sensibilities, so he was appreciating what I was writing. And I was working on the book, and I sent him an earlier draft of the book.
Was he like a mentor to you, like helping you out with like just kind of reviewing it a bit?
I think Stephen, in the acknowledgments, I refer to Stephen as a human divining rod of emotional truth in character and story. And the thing about Stephen is when he reads unlike anybody I know, in that he digs deep into the truth, the emotional truth, as I said, but he digs into that character, and he's always looking for ways to really know more about the character.
Yeah.
And do it in the fullest way that you can, and in a truthful way.
Yeah.
And so we would talk about things that I was trying to make stronger. And he suggested, it was somebody, I did an interview recently, and someone told me how much they loved Jeanette's mother.
Yeah.
And like Stephen had the idea to, introduce the mother, not just on the phone, but introduce the mother like in the second chapter.
Yeah.
Originally, you didn't actually meet her until the last couple of chapters.
Yeah.
But Stephen suggested that I put her in earlier, and I thought, I think that's a really good idea.
It really works. Your book is titled The Lyric Hotel. I'm loving reading it. Susan Sisko Carter, thank you so much. And congrats on the book. It's awesome.
You know what? It makes me so happy that you love it.
Yep.
I mean, it's getting good response, and you know, it's good for women
Yes.
to feel alive
Absolutely.
and to acknowledge their sexuality and to have standards.
There you go. There you go. And we'll be right back with more AM Northwest. Don't go away.